Hi, I'm Ethan.
And I am Myles.
And today we are talking about Newton's three laws.
Isaac Newton lived during the 1600s. Like all scientists, he made observations about the world around him. Some of his observations were about motion. His observations have been supported by more data over time, and now call these Newton's three laws of motion. His laws of motion explain rest, constant motion, accelerated motion, and describe how balanced and unbalanced forces act to cause these states of motion. And now we're going to talk about the three laws.
Newton's first law is when an object at rest stays at rest unless someone or something puts force onto it to make it change its motion. So basically, if I were to slap Ethan or push Ethan and he were to move, that would be the first law. So now I will show a representation of me doing that.
And another example of the first law is push.
So as you can see, once I put a force onto Ethan, he was not at rest anymore. So he was at rest until I put a force onto him, which made him move. In the first example, that's when I slapped him. Second example is when Ethan pushed me. Once I was at rest, and then when Ethan put a force onto me, then I flung onto the bookshelf. That is the first law. Check.
Newton's second law is how to find force. It is M times A equals the force. M is mass and A is acceleration. So you would do mass times acceleration to get your force. Now for example.
As you can see from that representation, the legs were the force. Whenever you pushed on the pedal, that created force, which made the bicycle go faster. The bicycle was the mass. So once he put his force to a mass, then made him go faster. So that is the second law. Check.
And lastly, Newton's third law.
In nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction to every action.
An example is that
is a trampoline, which if you jump on it, it will spring you upward, which is an opposite reaction to where you put your force.
Go.
So as you can see from that representation, whenever I jumped on the trampoline downward, it sprung me upward, which is the third law. Check.